You start shooting, if your eyes are open, when your gun goes bang, you're gonna you'll see muzzle flash, okay? And you'll be able to tell what color muzzle flash, all that other kind of stuff, and you'll get to see. The thing that I want you to do, if you're shooting a red dot, this is a non-event, unless you wanna turn your red dot off and use your backup iron sights if you have them. But one of the things that you'll see is when you're right now, that muzzle flash is gonna start to really silhouette your sights. But you'll get an idea of how that muzzle flash right now is gonna start to affect your vision as it starts to get dark. So far, we're not using flashlight techniques, but once we do get to flashlight techniques, now I'm standing here, I'm shooting, I've got a flashlight in my hand, I'm doing whatever technique. When I need to do my reload, all right, I believe that it is advantageous for your light to turn off. And so if you're running a weapon mounted light and you're doing your reload and you're waving the light all around in the air, here I am kind of thing, that is not to your advantage. So ideally you turn that light off when you do your reload. If you've got a handheld flashlight, you should be able to, with your remaining fingers, grab a magazine and insert it into the gun without any crazy technique, okay? Having a ring or something like that on your flashlight can be helpful, all right? But if your flashlight is small enough, you should be able to still hold on to it, grab the magazine and do a reload without doing anything crazy. The same thing if you got a clear malfunctions, you should still be able to reach up and pinch the slide, okay? Where this comes into a problem for a lot of people is they're so wrapped up on power stroking that they're like, oh my gosh, how can I power stroke the gun? All right, you can still tap the magazine, you can still roll it over and grab with your index finger and your thumb and rack the slide and or use the red dot or whatever you want to do. But all of these manipulations should not be difficult for you to do, even though you still have a flashlight in your hand. So in my opinion, we are transitioning into the lighting conditions where if I'm standing over here, could you identify me as a threat? Yeah, maybe. Could you really see me well enough to know that I've got a gun in my hand? Probably not, right? It's getting dark. Is it really, really dark? No, it is not. But if you're on the edge of a parking lot or something like that, this is the situation, in my opinion, where having a white light is nearly critical. Two is one, one is none. So if we want to do a press check to see what's going on here, there's a couple different ways that we can do that. I would need to be able to feel what's going on. So what I like to do is come around over the top with my other hand and stick my finger down into the chamber so I can feel that round. Depending on how your gun is set up, you may be able to use your pinky or your index finger, but I'm gonna retract the slide to the rear, supporting with both of my hands, and then I'm gonna reach down in and use my finger to ensure that I have a round in the chamber, because I'm not gonna necessarily be able to see. You need to pay attention where your flashlight is pointing when you're shooting. Yes, it's illuminated enough where you can see the target, and it's illuminated enough where you can see maybe your sights, but where is that light pointing? Are you aligning it on the target? Are you using that flashlight to its maximum effect to take information away from your adversary, okay? Your technique, or when you're using these techniques, you need to try to focus on putting the light on the target that you are engaging. It's gonna make a big difference on what it is like for them, what they can see, and what their capabilities are based on the information that they're getting. Okay, so we've changed the lighting environment just a little bit. Now, basically, the targets are backlit with the light pointing away from them. So in this particular case, I mean, obviously I have some light on me right now, but in this particular case, it's very difficult to see the target at all. And so you're gonna need that white light right now, definitely for that identification piece, to make sure that you're making right decision. You guys can probably silhouette your gun easily right now, or silhouette whatever sights you may have on the gun and easily engage the target accurately. The question is, can you see and positively identify that this target is a threat? So if she turns the light off real quick, as you guys can see, you're not going to have much visibility of what I'm doing, what my hands are doing, what I have in my hands, any of those things. So it's very important at this point that you have a white light so that you can positively identify and know what you're looking at and that you're making the right decision. Here's the interesting piece here. Now we've changed the lighting conditions just a little bit, okay? The target is very backlit. Now obviously I got a lot of light on me right now, but the target is very backlit. You can't see the target well, you can see the silhouette. But here's the interesting thing about the change of events here. Now what has that done to the way your adversary sees you? How does the opposite now see you? If I'm standing back here right now, okay, now I've got light on me, but if this light cuts off, I see all you guys perfectly, okay? You're lit up, but the front of me is very dark. This is a critical situation where now you need white light to change my perspective. You need to turn the light on me to take the information that I have away from me. And this is where having a bright white light really becomes critical. We can all see, but you guys are in the worst case scenario right now. In this environment right here, the light is directionally pointed towards the targets, okay? Now, it doesn't seem we can all see each other back here because we have enough ambient light, but in this particular environment, i.e. you're on the backside of a car, headlights pointed in that direction, if you're in this environment, my suggestion would be you do not turn your light on. There's no reason to turn your light on. You're giving them information about your location, and this falls into the operate from the lowest level of light. And right now, and you guys will see in a second, we'll have everybody walk down and look back in this direction. When you're over there looking this way, you got nothing. We just flipped everything around, and now you're in that opposite bad situation. You are completely lit up, and it's very difficult to see the targets back there. Now you guys can see them right now because there's enough ambient light. If I move these lights closer to you, right, and put them basically right in your face, those targets would start to get darker. It would not work nearly as well. We can get the point across here. This is a bad situation where you're completely lit up and the targets are kind of in the dark. Again, if you change this a little bit and move this light forward a little bit, those targets all start to get darker in the background. So this is flipping everything around. We went from completely, I don't need a light, to I definitely need a light. Because again, I need to take information away from them by putting bright light in their face. So we've changed the lighting condition once again. This time the light's going to be behind you. This one's a little bit more difficult to perceive because you can see the targets relatively well, but you are backlit from the target, giving them a nice silhouette, if you will, to shoot. So we're talking about backlighting, being aware of that. This is a situation where you're backlit. Once again, when they're here looking in your direction, they actually don't have a lot of information, but they've got enough information if they want to act criminally and do you harm. So this is another situation, once again, taking information away from them by dominating their vision with white light, okay? So we're gonna change things up here a little bit. The last thing I would like us to do this evening is I want everybody to get the opportunity to use flashlight techniques from behind cover. Because one of the issues that we run into, we come up here, we get into a shooting position, we turn on that light, and depending on what we're trying to use, we have that self-blinding problem. Even on this blue barrel, that light coming back into your face makes it very difficult for you to see.